everybody, and welcome to Vinyl Treasures. I'm your host, Johnny G. I want to welcome you to the All 78 show this August 21st, 2024 on this, actually, kind of like a nice day today. Also, it's a little bit warm up here, so I had to put the AC on a little bit. I'll probably shut it off, but opened up with this, wait a minute, got the wrong thing here. I got my 60s show here. I don't want that. I'm reading off the 60s show. We opened up, here we go. We opened up from June 1953 on Sid Nathan's Federal record label. It says on the label Cecil Count Carter and his orchestra, but it really wasn't him. He wasn't on this session. This was a 5-piece band which included Red Callender, but not trumpeter Count Carter, who gets the credit on this. He was given writer credit along with the publishing, but it features violinist Emma Ginger Smock, and she wrote the tune. It was a song called Gingerbread. Came out on Sid Nathan's Federal record label from June 53, although they're crediting Cecil Count Carter and his orchestra. But there you go, Gingerbread. The flip is actually a cool a vocal. I forget, Kenny somebody on the flip. Nice R&B tune. But sorry, I apologize for being late. I had to do a couple scans, and then I went down to get my coffee, and then whatever, but I am here, so let us play some 78s out of my collection here. And we count down the music chronologically, but we're going to go with an up-tempo one to open up here after the instrumental. And I like this song a lot as we stay with the Sid Nathan labels, this time King Records. This group would have 10 releases on the King label. Let's give a listen to their 5th. It features ex-Domino bass on lead. His name is Bill Brown from October 53. Let's give a listen to the Checkers on King. It's called You Never Had It So Good.
Yes, I took you by the face and then I put you in a flat. I bought you everything to go along with that. But let me get you told, cause you made me mad. Cause you go around bragging about what you had. You never had it so good. You never had it so good. Yes, you never had it so good. You never had it so good. You know, baby, you never had it so good. You don't bring a shipboard in the rain, sparking and riding on the gravy train. You got clothes to wear, shoes on your feet. Everybody knows you're living on easy street. You never had it so good. You never had it so good. Yes, you never had it so good. You never had it so good. You know, baby, you never had it so good. Met you were dumb and shook and baby. Everything you know you learned it from me. How to write your name, cause you never went to school. Now you got the nerve to call me a fool. You never had it so good. You never had it so good. Yes, you never had it so good. You never had it so good. You know, baby, you never had it so good. The clothes you used to wear was awful sight. Too loose or either too tight. I dress you all up with my hard-earned pay. Now you wanna leave me and go away. You never had it so good. You never had it so good. Yes, you never had it so good. You never had it so good. You know, baby, you never had it so good. No, you never had it so good.
Yeah, there you go. We open up the vocal portion there with the sound of the Checkers. I always liked that record. I did. Have it on a 45, too. You get that on a 45, but there you go, October 1953. The Checkers on King Records. That's Bill Brown, the bass on lead. You Never Had It So Good is the name of the tune. Letting you know we count down the music chronologically here on the All 50s edition. And I should say on the 78 show. I shouldn't say although this is very much similar to the 50s edition, except I never get into the 60s. If I get to it, I'm going to close from 59 today, though, on a 78. This is a real early side. This artist, born in Texas at age 10, began playing the alto horn. I thought it was a sax, but I guess there's an alto horn. And he moved to Dallas and switched to piano. And in the 1920s, he had his own band. He would move to New York City in 1937 and began working as a house pianist at Decca Records, which he lasted 15 years on the Decca label. He can be heard on some 300 songs while at Decca. He also acted as a talent scout, arranger, and composer, and musical director for hundreds of blues, rhythm and blues, and gospel records, while also accompanying a large number of artists such as Trixie Smith, Helen Hume, Big Joe Turner, and Jimmy Rushing. While at Decca, he also recorded frequently with his own Texas bluesicians. Okay, there you go, bluesicians, which included the likes of trumpeteers Buck Clayton and Jonah Jones, and saxist Don Stroval and Lester Young. Here's an early side released in November of 1940. As we go to the Decca record label, let's give a listen to Sam Price and his Texas Bluesians. It's called The Dirty Dozen.
Everybody fall in line, shake your shimmy like I'm shaking mine. You can't shake your shimmy and shake it fast. You can't shake your shimmy, it's a yes, yes, yes. A dirty mistreater, a robber and a cheater. I put you in a dozen, your sister is your cousin. Yes, I mean a dozen, your mama do the Lordy Lord. Yonder go your mama, running across the field, slipping and sliding like an automobile. I hollered at your mama, I told her to wait. She slipped off from me like a Cadillac 8. A dirty mistreater, a robber and a cheater. I put her in a dozen, a sister is a cousin. Yes, I mean a dozen, your mama do the Lordy Lord. I like your mama, your papa too, but I found out your papa wouldn't do. I saw your papa on the streets the other day. I soon found out he was funny that way. He's a dirty mistreater, a robber and a cheater. I put him in the dozen, his sister is his cousin. Yes, I mean a dozen, his mama do the Lordy Lord. An elephant, they made him stout. They wasn't satisfied, so they made him a snout. They made him a snout, as long as a rail. He wasn't satisfied, so they made him a tail. They made him a tail, to fan the flies. He wasn't satisfied, so they made him some eyes. They made him some eyes, just to look at the grass. He wasn't satisfied, they made his yes, yes, yes. They made his yes, yes, yes. They couldn't get it fixed. He wasn't satisfied, so it made him sick. It made him sick. It made him well. And ever since then, he's been catching hell. He's a dirty mistreater. Put him in a dozen. His sister is his cousin. His mama do the Lordy Lord.
There you go with a swinging tune from November 1940. I don't think my mother was born in 36. So she was 4 years old at the time. So, no, yeah, 4 years old. My father was, 9 years old back in November of 1940. There you go, Sam Price and his Texas Bluesicians on the Decca label, The Dirty Dozen is the name of the tune. Let's move to 1942 now with this group from Springfield, Illinois. Not really well known, but they recorded 41 songs for RCA Victor's Bluebird subsidiary in 5 sessions between 1939 and 1945, and they were all issued on 78s, and except 2 were unissued. They didn't come out. They were in the can. I think they eventually were issued maybe on a CD or whatnot, but none ever made the charts. Let me see. This group included, at least for this release, it included Melvin Sonny Chapman, William Chappie Chapman, John Greer, Theodore Roosevelt Marshall, and Charlie McBride. Collectively, they were known as the Four Clefs, although there was one more there. It was like when I looked on Ferdy Gonzalez's write-up, I saw, well, you have 5 here, not 4. Well, maybe they did for a while, but this is their 16th of 20 releases on the Bluebird label from March 42. Let's give a listen to the Four Clefs. Four Clefs on Bluebird Records. It's called Take It and Get.
Take it and get. Take it and get. Take it and get. Take it and get. Take it and get. Got it. Well, get it then, get it. Yeah. Take it and get. 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 I got it. Yes, get it, get it. Yeah. Take it and get. 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 Boy! I got it. Yes, get it. Take it and get. 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 Boy! I got it. I take it and get now. Take that thing and get. Got it gone.
There you go. Early sides here in the beginning of the Vinyl Treasure Show. They're called the Four Clefs. The Four Clefs from March 1942 on the Bluebird record label. Take It and Get is the name of that tune. Let's move up to 1949 now with a group that I featured before here on the All 78 show. They're called the Five Scamps, originally from Kansas City, Missouri. They had 6 releases on the Columbia record label. Let's give a listen to their 4th. Now with this tune, they're backing up female singer. Her name is Evelyn Twine. We go to June of 1949. Here are the 5 Scamps on Columbia Records. The song is called The Fishing Song.
Once upon a time, a little boy was going fishing, and he asked a little girl to go along. She said, wait till I run and ask my mommy. Presently she came back and sang this song. Mama told me I couldn't go fishing with you.
Fishing with you.
Mama told me I couldn't go fishing with you.
Fishing with you.
She said us women get the blame when men start playing that fishing game. That's why Mama won't let me go fishing with you.
Fishing with you.
I asked my mommy and she said no.
She said no.
That ain't no place for little girls to go.
Girls to go.
She said she knew I'd twist and squirm the minute I saw a fishing worm. That's why Mama won't let me go fishing with you.
Fishing with you.
Mama told me about that fishing line.
Fishing line.
She said it ain't always made of twine.
Made of twine.
She made me listen and understand that she met Papa on the Rio Grande, and Papa had more than fishing on his mind.
On his mind.
Say, girl, don't you hear what Mama said?
Uh-huh.
We'll do this thing our way. We'll go down and catch a cod, 'cause I got a real nice fishing rod.
Oh, no. I can't go fishing with you.
Fishing with you.
Papa took Mama fishing on the Rio Grande.
Rio Grande.
Papa took Mama fishing on the Rio Grande.
Rio Grande.
Now Papa tried to catch a big walleye. The fish got away, but here am I. That's why Mama won't let me go fishing with you.
Fishing with you. Her mama won't let her fish with us today.
Not today.
She's afraid we'll go away and stay.
Away and stay.
She's afraid we'll fish all night and come home without a bite. That's just why we can't go fishing today.
Those are the 5 Scamps from June 1949. That's on the Columbia record label. That's their 4th release for the Columbia label, featuring Evelyn Twine there. I wonder if that's a play on words there. Remember, you gotta, even though it sounds like a corny song, there is a meaning there. You have to look deep in the meaning there, but gotta let your mind wander a little bit. 5 Scamps there with the Fishin' Song. Johnny G here, Fishin' My 45s for you, the listeners. If you're new to the program, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. Tell your friends about it. We do this show every other week. I wasn't late last night. I was late tonight, but I wasn't late last night. Hopefully I won't be late Saturday night when I'll be back. But let's move into 1950 now as we head to Baltimore, Maryland for the sound of the Orioles. I could probably feature this group on every 78 show. I don't have all their 78s, and so this one isn't the cleanest, but it only comes out on a 78. I have a cleaner copy of this, but it's off-center, and it doesn't play right. You know, I don't know, Daryl, how could I fix those 78s that kind of like, it wiggles the, the tone arm, and they kind of, we got to raise the weight a little bit more, I guess. I don't know, but I don't want to do it. But this one is kind of rough around the edges, but it plays okay. You're gonna hear some pops and whatnot, but it's not completely mint as I like to get them. But it's the group's 10th release on Jerry Blaine's Jubilee label, and on December 23rd of 1949, the Orioles began a week at the Apollo Theater. They were there with Dizzy Gillespie, Moke and Poke, I don't know who they are, and Pigmeat Markham. And while in New York City, they held a session on December 26th, and they recorded just 2 songs, and it came out as this single, Jubilee number 5018. Now, the song should have been called Would I Still Be in Your Heart? But instead, when they put it out, it said, Would You Still Be in My Heart? So they messed it up. It is the wrong title on the record. But anyway, they used You instead of I. This one released in January of 1950. Let's give a listen to Sonny Till and the Orioles, January 1950 on Jubilee. And it says on the label here, Would You Still Be the One in My Heart?
If I pretended you're not on my mind, would I still be the one in your heart? And dear, if I made believe I loved you less than before, would you change and love me a little bit more? And if I kissed you, said it's goodbye, would you pardon my little white lie? And would you sigh a little, cry a little, if we should part? If I pretended you're not on my mind, would I still be the one? Not on my mind, girl, would I still be the one in your heart? And if I make believe I love you less than before, would you change and love me just a little bit more? And if I kissed you, said it's goodbye, would you pardon my little white lie? And would you sigh a little, cry a little, if we should part? If I pretended you're not on my mind, would I still be the one in your heart?
There you go, with the pops and all. I apologize for that, but I can't. The cleaner copy I have is kind of like a little bit off center there, so it doesn't play that well. But there you go. I decided for the pops there. That's January 1950 release there. For Sonny Till and the Orioles, it's on the Jubilee record label, Would You Still Be the One in My Heart? But that's wrong. The title should be Would I Still Be the One in Your Heart? So they messed that up. A lot of the pressing plants did a lot of screw-ups. They really did put the wrong labels on the records, labels reversed, the wrong sides on the records, messing it up. I mean, they're far and few between, but they did do them. Johnny G hopefully not making any mistakes today, but let's continue here. One more. In the year 1950, we head out to the West Coast to Eddie and Leo Mesner's Aladdin Records. This influential boogie-woogie pianist, singer, and bandleader whose style greatly influenced such acts as Fats Domino and Little Richard. He was born in Houston, Texas, and when he was 5 years 5 years old, his parents rented a piano for his sister's wedding, and he sat down and taught himself how to play a Christmas song, Jingle Bells. Can you play Jingle Bells on the piano? I can't do it. And then his parents enrolled him in piano lessons and began playing at local taverns and juke joints. Started recording for Aladdin Records back in 1946. Now, in 12 years, he recorded about 125 songs, most of them arranged by saxophonist Maxwell Davis. His name was Amos Milburn, and here he is with his Aladdin Chicken Shackers as we go to February 1950 on Aladdin Records. Amos Milburn and his Aladdin Chicken Shackers with the Johnson Rag.
Hip, hip, there goes the Johnson's rag. Hoy, hoy, there goes the lady's shag. Ho, ho, it really isn't a gag. Hip, hip, there goes the Johnson's rag. Jump, jump, don't let your lip drag. Gee, gee, it's like a game of tag. Juke, juke, it's even good for a stag. Jump, jump, and do the Johnson's rag. When you're feeling in the groove, sends you out of this world. Funny how it makes you move. I don't wanna call, but don't be a bold zig. Then add a zig, zig, zag. Zoom, zoom, just let your shoulders wag. Zoom, zoom, and I was right in the bag. Get hip, get happy with the John. When you're feeling in the groove, sends you out of this world. Funny how it makes you move. I don't wanna cook, but don't be a moke. Zig, zig, then add a zig, zig, zag. Zoom, zoom, just let your shoulders wag. Zoom, zoom, and I was right in the back. Get hip and get happy with the Johnson.
There you go, February 1950 release there for Amos Milburn and his Aladdin Chicken Shackers. That one there on the Aladdin record label. Johnson Rag is the name of the tune. You know, unfortunately for Amos Milburn, alcoholism would negatively affect his career. Actually, though, he ended up inspired to write songs that celebrated drinking. Because a lot of his later releases that you can get on 45 are about drinking, and that was one of the kind of the big topics of the 1950s. Drinking was one of them. There were others. We'll have a class one day and talk about those. But there you go. Look, I try to get the records as mint as I can. I tried so much during my collecting years to do that, more so now today than I ever did. But these have been sitting around for years here in the collection. So I apologize if it's not up to certain people's par, but I try to do my best when I play these records here, and unfortunately you're going to get certain sounds on 78s that you don't like to hear, but that's how the records were pressed here. But anyway, let us continue here, and we are in the year 1951. Now let's go out to California, actually for the Robins, and they will record for the Bahari Brothers RPM record label. They did 4 songs, and on one of those recordings that they did, They were paired with a gal by the name of Mickey Champion, kind of like a Little Esther sound-alike. And you recall the Robins also backed up Little Esther on Savoy Records with Double Crossin' Blues. But this song is sort of an answer tune to that, and you'll hear the bass come in, that being Bobby Nunn comes in on this. This song was issued 3 different times. It was first issued in December of 1950, came out on RPM 313 with a Christmas flip. Then after the Christmas season, they released it again on RPM 316 with a different flip. And then the third way, that's the way I have it, came out in December of 51, a year later, again with the Christmas flip. It's RPM number 342. Let's go to December of 51. That's the year. That's the one I have. They were called the Knick-Knacks. The Knick-Knacks on RPM Records. And the tune is called Found Me a Sugar Daddy.
Daddy, he looks just like a bear. His hair is short and nappy, and he ain't going nowhere. He says he loves me. Says my kiss is satisfied. Well, the way that man loves me makes me feel good down inside.
Let me tell you one thing, Mama. I might look just like a bear, but I can guess my nappy hair and can go most anywhere. Don't play me cheap, Mama, 'cause I ain't nobody's fool. I've been around for some time, and I know the golden rule.
Don't get smart with me, Daddy. The last man had to go. He said he didn't love me, but he came back asking for more. Yes, he said. My kisses didn't satisfy, but when he came back for more, he had tears in his eyes.
Let me tell you one thing, baby. You got a real nice shape. Your hair is long and curly, but you look just like an egg.
Sweet Daddy, don't talk about me like that.
Well, I'm sorry you don't like it, baby, but it just has to be like that.
There you go, December 1951 release there for the Knick-Knacks, a.k.a. the Robins, on the RPM record label. They're singing together with Mickey Champion, and a song entitled Found Me a Sugar Daddy is the name of the tune. Johnny G is your disc jockey for a Thursday afternoon right here on YouTube. If you're new to the program, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. I forgot to tell you guys and gals, I told my audience last night that I've been on this Weight Watchers diet now. Well, it's actually further than 3 weeks now, but I weigh myself on Tuesday morning, and I was down 15 pounds on Tuesday morning. Look, I'll take an average of 5 pounds a week. That'll work. I know it's going to slow down, but I'm not exercising, but I can tell you that my knees feel better and I sleep better. I do, but that's just 15 pounds. But I'm used to doing this. It's just I got to get my mindset to do it and stay focused. So it can be done. I've done it before, and you'll feel much better if you do. So I will continue on that. Let's continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. Let's stay in 1951 for this singer, pianist, composer, and band leader, originally from Seminole, Oklahoma, but he would move to Los Angeles in 1939. I've had lots of his 45s and 78s on Art Rupe's specialty record label. His name was Joe Liggins. Here he is along with his Honey Drippers. And let's give a listen to his 9th release on the specialty label. It's a song he wrote from July 1951. Joe Liggins and the Honey Drippers with Louisiana Woman.
I love those Louisiana women, and I love their southern way. They love a man, they'll wash and iron, and they'll give him all they pay. They go crazy about you, they'll kill dead about you. They go to jail and stay, that's their loving way. Now never get between those women, cause they love a southern man. They'll shoot, they'll fight, they'll bite and jab, and they'll kill you if they can. They go crazy about him, they'll kill dead about him. They go to jail and stay, that's their loving way. Now if you kiss a southern woman sweet and you tell her baby good night, then you don't come back to see her. You better stay clear out of sight. She go crazy about you, she'll kill dead about you. She go to jail and stay, that's their loving way. Alabama, on my way to Abilene. Those women there try to love like the ones in New Orleans. They go crazy about you, they'll kill dead about you. They go to jail and stay, that's their loving way. Those Western women start a fuss, they know they should win divorce, but the Louisiana woman, she love a man and not the court. They go crazy about you, they'll kill dead about you. They go to jail and stay, that's their loving way.
As July 1951 release there for Joe Liggins and the Honey Drippers. It's on Art Rupe's specialty records out of Los Angeles, California. Sounds so good on a 78. Louisiana Woman is the name of the tune. And many of you know this next group. They began as the Sela Jubilee Singers, but they would later change their name to the Larks. It's unfortunate that only 2 of their songs ever made the national R&B chart. One was called Eyesight to the Blind, And this tune that I'm playing, only available on a 78. This was a number 10 on the Billboard R&B chart, and it was recorded on July 26, 1951, released August that year. The song is a reworking of the Smokey Hogg 1947 tune, Too Many Drivers. It came out on the Modern label. This one features Alan Bunn on lead from August 51. Let's give a listen to the Larks on the Apollo record label. It's called Little Sidecar.
I'm in love with you, baby. Let me ride in your automobile. I'm in love with you, baby. Let me ride in your automobile. You got a good little car, baby. Let it drive at your will. Now listen to me, baby. You can't do this to me. You said you had one driver, but now you got two or three. Yes, pretty baby. Let me ride in your automobile. Oh, you've got a good little car, baby. Let it drive at your will. You got two daytime drivers, two that drive at night, and there ain't no two drivers that will treat your little car right. Yes, please, please, baby. Let me ride in your automobile. Oh, you've got a good little car, baby. You let it drive at the wheel. I checked your oil and water, and your water was low. Then I checked your batteries, and your horn wouldn't blow. Please, 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 baby. Let me ride in your automobile. Cause you got a good little car, baby. 2 minute drive at your wheel. You said you wanted to know just the way I feel. So put one arm around me and the other on the wheel. Please, please, baby. Let me ride in your automobile. Cause you got a good little car, baby. 2 minute drive, forget the wheel. It don't ride like no buggy.
There you go. That's Alan Bunn and the Larks there. It's on Bess Berman's Apollo record label from August 1951. The Larks with Little Sidecar. I don't like these little cars. I always... My first car was a I think it was a 1985 Olds. Oh gosh, it was an Oldsmobile, Cutlass Supreme. That's what it was. Cutlass Supreme was my first car. I was driving around in a 71 Chevy Impala, and then I started making some money. I worked for a company called CTI, Container Transport International. So I started making some money, and I said, well, I want to buy a new car. So I went over, I think it was over in Ossining, I think. It wasn't Lou Pinella's at the time. So I bought this. It was a black Brougham Cutlass Supreme. It was really cool, and I used it for quite a bit of time before my next purchase, which was a Park Avenue, and I bought that at Lou Pinella Motors. I still kept that little logo. It must be worth something, but I had. The funny thing about it is, the first one I had was a beige car. So what was happening was, when I would put the car in drive, the dashboard lights would go out. So when the dashboard lights would go out, I brought it to them 13 times to try to find out what the problem was. They couldn't fix it. I was so pissed. So I said, look, I said, I had it. So I looked into the lemon law of New York State. So I was driving the car for a while, but I didn't have the miles, and it wasn't yet a year old. So I sued General Motors. Oh, they were terrible with me. I had all these people, these reps from these local reps calling me up. We want you to take it to so-and-so. I says, I'm not taking it anywhere anymore. You never gave me a rent-a-car. You never did any of this stuff. I said, I'm sick of it. I want a new car. So I had to pay. The guy was a jerk because we had to go to an arbitrator. So they got to go out and look at the car. So and this is General Motors, mind you, and they're supposed to be for their people, for the consumer. He's going, you got to take off for that thing. I says, I didn't do that. I said, it's normal wear and tear. And so they said I had to give them $500 for a new Park Avenue. So what happened was I ended up getting a brand new one. They drove it in from Jersey, but it was a black Park Avenue, very similar to the one I had. So they took this car, and about 3 weeks later or 4 weeks later, I get this call from this lady in, I don't know if it was in Boston or if it was in wherever, she might have been in Maine, and she says, can I speak to John Galindo, please? Was he the owner of a beige, whatever year it was, Park Avenue? Because they're not supposed to resell lemon cars. So I said to her, I said, lady, I said, do you have my car? She goes, yes. She goes, I love your car. I put even a sunroof in it, but when I go in reverse, the dashboard lights go out. I said, lady, they sold you a lemon car. That's against the law to do that. So I called, I forget the guy on Channel 2. He was on CBS, and he was like a consumer guy. And I was going to report General Motors that they sold my lemon car to some lady. Then the dealer, I think my father answered the phone. The dealer said, well, we fixed the car. We found out it was pinched wires and whatever. I never heard from her again. But sometimes I said, the cars got so expensive. I went from that to a Cadillac, and I ended up owning 2 Cadillacs that I love the ride. But I have a Honda now, HRV. I have the small one. I mean, it's okay, but look, I don't drive the car like I used to. I used to drive around a lot, but anyway, looking for records, but not anymore. Anyway, as I babble on. But let's continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show as we move to 1952 now, and we head to Newport News, Virginia for the sound of the Five Keys. And let's give a listen to their 7th release on Eddie and Leo Mesner's Aladdin record label. Played the flip of this on the last 78 show. It was called I Hadn't Anyone Till You, which featured Rudy West on lead. Now the flip side features Dickie Smith, and this song, originally from 1933, was a hit for Eddie Dutchin and also Ted Florito. But let's give a listen to this version as done by the Five Keys, July 52, the Five Keys on Aladdin with a tune called Hold Me.
Never let me go. Hold me. Honey, won't you please hold me? Hold me. Never let me go. Take me. Honey, won't you take me? Never to forsake me. 'Cause love you so thrill me. Just let your kisses thrill me, just like you alone can do. Hold me tenderly and fold me. Never try to hold me away from me. Cause love you so thrill me. Oh, just let your kisses thrill me, just like
alone can do. Hold me tenderly, hold me, never try to hold me away from you.
That's the sound of the Five Keys. I have that on a 45 too, by the way. I have all their 78s, though. June 1952, the Five Keys there. That's a Dickie Smith on lead. The Five Keys with their rendition of the tune Hold Me. Johnny G is your disc jockey here. If you have a request, please send it to me at vinyltreasures@aol.com. And preparing for the Saturday night show, the big show on Saturday night. Hope to see you then as we continue here. And here's another flip side from last week as I featured the Five Crowns, great group out of Harlem, New York, on Eddie and Leo Mesner's Aladdin Records. The side I played was Keep It a Secret. Actually, it was a request for listener Daniel Kubacki. But here is the flip side, which is actually a request for listener Bob Cruz in Maryland. I don't have this on the 45. This is on a 45. Comes on nice red vinyl too. But I ended up with the 78. It's their third of four for Rainbow Records. And this song first recorded by Joe Stafford on Columbia Records back in November of 52. Let's give a listen to this version from June of 52. Wait, that doesn't sound right. Yeah, wait. How could that be? November 52 and then June 52. That ain't right. I got something wrong here. These are the Five Crowns with James Papa Clark on lead on the Rainbow record label. Why Don't You Believe Me for Bob Cruz.
Why don't you believe me? It's you I adore forever and ever. And I promise, boy, I've told you so often. That I care. Why don't you believe me? It just isn't fair. Here is a heart that is lonely. Here is the heart you can take. Here is the heart for you only that you can keep. Oh, break off, cannot tell you what more can I do? Why don't you believe me? I love only you.
That's going out to Bob Cruz in Maryland there, The Sound of the Five Crowns. June 1952, that's on Rainbow Records, their rendition of the Joni James tune. Joni James did it right. I don't know why they put Joe Stafford there. That's not right. Why Don't You Believe Me is the name of the tune. That's James Papa Clark on lead for that one for Bob Cruz. Let's continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show, and let's stay with more flip sides from the last 78 show, as I featured The Sound of the Ravens on the Mercury record label, their third release, featuring the bass lead of Jimmy Ricks, with their version of Begin the Begin. Now, the flip side again features Jimmy Ricks on lead. It's a song he co-wrote or wrote together with pianist and arranger Bill Sanford. And Bill Sanford would replace Howard Biggs as the arranger for all the Ravens sides through the year 1956. But let's go to February 52. The Ravens, Jimmy Ricks on lead. It's on Mercury Records. It's called Lookin' for My Baby. The Ravens.
Well, my baby's going, left me, wonder why did she have to go? She had to go, she had to go. Well, my baby's gone and left me, wonder why did she have to go? She had to go, she had to go, she had to go. I did everything I could, tell me how could she hurt me so? My baby left me, wonder why did she have to go? My baby left me, wonder why did she have to go? Yes, I wonder, how could she hurt me so? Well, I'm looking for my baby, cause she's been so mean to me. Well, I'm looking for my baby, cause she's been so mean to me. She took my money, that ain't funny, and I'm mad as I can be. So I'm gonna kick down my baby's door. Well, I'm gonna kick down my baby's door. And when I finish with my baby, she won't do that no more. Well, she told everybody in the neighborhood that I mistreated her and I ain't no good. Baby, where can you be? Oh, yes, you got me feeling bad and I'm going through the third degree. When I find my baby,
what you gonna do, boy?
Knock her down, take her by her hair, boy, and drag her around.
I don't blame
She
you.
knows, yes, she knows that she did me wrong.
ain't no good.
Cause when I came home, she was packed and gone crying. Ooh, Lord, wonder where she can be. She took my money, that ain't funny, and I'm mad as I can be. So I'm gonna kick down my baby's door. Well, I'm gonna kick down my baby's door. And when I finish with my baby, she won't do that no more.
Those are the Ravens. The Ravens there from February 52 on the Mercury record banner. That is the bass lead there of Jimmy Ricks. Looking for My Baby is the name of the tune. Let's move into 1953 now with a flip side request from the last 78 show, as a listener, John Ingstrom, wanted me to flip over a 78 I played by this gal by the name of Rose Mitchell. She did the original version of Slippin' In, as done, covered by the Spiders. They do I'm Slippin' In. Now, both both recording for the Imperial label, and both acts from New Orleans, Louisiana. Now, John asked if I would play the flip side. It's a song that she wrote. Her name is Rose Mitchell, from August 1953. It's on Imperial Records. It's called I'm Searching. This is for John.
Well, I'm searching for the man alone. Well, I'm searching for the man alone. Well, he's a mean mistreater. Don't need no one woman no good. Have you ever tried to call his job wouldn't come? Have you ever tried to call his job wouldn't come? That's when your heart is really heavy and there ain't no tears to come. Well, I went into my bedroom, looked up to the sun. Oh Lord, if you got any kind men out there, please send me one. Lord, have mercy. Lord, have mercy upon me. Well, I'm just a lonesome girl, and my heart full of misery.
That's August 1953 release there for Rose Mitchell by request for John Engstrom. I'm Searching is the name of the tune. That's on Imperial Records. Johnny G still searching for 45s, and I'm always open to buy new 45s. It probably is a never-ending thing, but anyway, let us continue in the year 1953. Let's go to Winston-Salem, North Carolina for this next group, and it's a request for listener Julian McCroy. They signed with Bess Berman's Apollo Records to have 9 releases before Sid Nathan snatched them away from the Apollo label, and they recorded for King Records. But here is the group's 4th release on Apollo Records. It was a big #1 R&B smash for the group. It was written by Loman Pauling. It features Johnny Tanner on lead. This is going out to Julian McCroy, April 53, the 5 Royales on Apollo. It's called Help Me, Somebody.
I'm broken hearted. It is my fault. Treated my baby wrong. Now she just won't talk. Somebody help me. Somebody help me. Get back in their game. Get back. Now I like to drink, I just like to ball. But lately I can't do anything at all. Will somebody help me? Somebody help me get back in their game. Get back. Boy, now you know you did not do things like you should do. You're very low down, unkind, bad, mean, and untrue. Now look at you, standing there, looking at me all crazy. broke and shy. You know I didn't miss my water until my well was dry. Help me somebody, 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 somebody help me get back now, yeah. I miss her, I miss her, I miss my pretty baby. I'm so lonely, my poor little heart is aching. Won't somebody help me? Somebody help me get back in love, yeah. Baby, I did her wrong. I did her wrong. I don't know why. I'm very sorry. Somebody help me. Somebody help me get back in love, yeah.
That's the Five Royales there, the Johnny Tanner and Group. April 1953, that's on Bess Berman's Apollo Records. It's Help Me Somebody. And that one, we'll send that one out to listener Julian McCroy. And we stay in the year 1953. Been featuring this gal from Newark, New Jersey for the last, number of 78 shows. And recording for Herman Lubinsky's Savoy Records. Crippled since birth, but she was able to have 15 releases on the Savoy label. Let's give a listen to her 8th. Now, she would have a session on January 16th, 1953, up in Detroit, Michigan, where she was backed up by a local pianist and band leader, T.J. Fingers Fowler. And he gets mentioned on the label. This is the intended A-side, and I'm going to send this one out to listener Mark Langdale in Australia. I know he likes this gal and also collects her 45s and 78s. Mark, do you have this one from February 53? Veretta Dillard on Savoy Records. The tune is called 3 Lies.
Them too. The first lie was, darling, I love you. 3 lies you told me to win my foolish heart. The second lie you said we'd never part. My head went whirling around just like a merry-go-round. The first time we met, before the night was complete, you swept me off of my feet. No wonder I can't forget 3 lies you told me. The third was you'd be true, and that lie that broke my heart in two. was you'd be true, and that's why that broke my heart in two.
That's the great sound of Veretta Dillard there, February 1953. We'll send that one out to Mark Langdale in Australia. Three Lies is the name of the tune. She's got some great tunes on the Savoy record label. Let us continue here. We move into 1954 now with this group discovered by band leader Johnny Otis while he was passing through Omaha, Nebraska. And he brought them over to the attention, or I should say he brought them to the attention of Don Roby, owner of Duke Records. They ended up having four releases on the Duke record label. Here's their second release. Now, this tune features 19-year-old Eugene McDaniels. And, of course, he later would have a very successful solo career recording for Liberty Records. And as Gene McDaniels, he had a big hit in 1961. I'm sure, Lenny, you know the song, 100 Pounds of Clay. But 7 years prior to that, he was the lead singer of the Sultans. Let's go to August of 1954. The Sultans on Duke Records. It's called Baby, Don't Put Me Down.
Chop, 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 do-will-de-wop. Chop, 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 do-will-de-wop. I'll be around, baby, about 10:30. We'll shuck and jive and let the loving begin. Let's rock, oh, pretty baby, let's rock. Hey, pretty one, let's rock. Baby, don't you put me down. First you hug and squeeze, then you play and tease. Come on, baby, just one kiss, please. Let's rock. Oh, baby, let's rock. Hey, pretty baby, let's rock. Baby, don't you put me down. Let's rock all night long. Let's rock. I'm still going on. I need a fine thing just like you to come home at night and tell my troubles too. Let's rock.
Baby, don't you put me
down. Chop, 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 rock. Chop, 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 rock. Chop, 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 rock. Chop, 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 rock. We'll shuck and jive and let the loving begin. Let's rock. Oh, baby, let's rock. Pretty baby, let's rock. Baby, don't you put me down. Let's rock. When you hear this song, let's rock. Don't do me wrong. Sunday morning, let the rocking begin. Rock till Sunday rolls around again. Let's rock. Baby, don't put me down.
That's a swinging tune from August 1954. Those are the Sultans. The Sultans on Don Roby's Duke record label. What did I say that was? That was their second release, their second of four. Baby Don't Put Me Down is the name of the tune. It says on the label, it says vocal E. McDaniels. That's Gene McDaniels. Way before he had those hits on the Liberty label. Baby Don't Put Me Down. Johnny G putting down some 78s here for a Thursday afternoon. Thank you all for being here. If you're new to the program, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. Click that bell so you get notifications. And give me a thumbs up if you're digging what Johnny G is doing as we continue here. This is the second show of the week. Normally I'll do 3 shows. Next week I'll do 2 shows, and it'll be 2 weeks before I return with this 78 show. But up next, a song I've never featured here on the Vinyl Treasure show. Never featured this one. I don't know why I never played it. Maybe because the 45 plays pretty, well, not really good. You got to play it with a 78 needle, but the 78 plays nice. We go to the Morrisania section of the Bronx for the Crickets. Now, the group included Harold Johnson, tenor and guitar, Eugene Stapleton, he was tenor, Leon Carter, baritone, Rodney Jackson, bass, and the lead singer, Mr. Grover Dean Barlow. And they were managed by Joe Davis, who was working as an independent producer at the time for MGM Records, and he brought them up to MGM, had their first 2 releases for MGM. Now, Davis would leave MGM to form a new label called JD Records, and the Crickets had the very first release on the JD label. I have featured it here on the program, called Dreams and Wishes. But after their 3 releases on JD, Joe Davis decided to resurrect his old Beacon label, which he managed back in the 1940s, and released the group's overall 4th single, the song written by William Campbell and label owner Joe Davis. Let's go to November 1954 for the Crickets, featuring Dean Barlow on lead, the Crickets on Beacon, and their tune called Be Faithful.
Be faithful,
Be faithful,
be faithful,
be faithful.
keep your heart pure and true. Be faithful, the same as my heart is to you. Don't let what people say, 'cause you do go away. As always, I am yours and yours alone. Be faithful, be faithful, that's all I ask of you. Then fate will be sure to see us through. I know you're not an angel. How could you be and love me too? For as long as I live, I'll be faithful to you. I know you're not an angel. How could you be and love me too? For as long as I live, I'll be faithful to
I mean, that sounds phenomenal. on a 78. I have to tell you, the 45 plays plays grainy. Got to play it with a 78 needle, but the 78 plays great with their 78 needle. There you go, November 1954. That's Dean Barlow and the Crickets. On Joe Davis's Beacon Records, Be Faithful, he resurrected that label and didn't really have another flip side to put on this one, so he went to, I think the Deep River Boys, a 1951 release they did. Sleepy Little Cowboy, put it on the flip side of this. Maybe I'll play that one next week, in 2 weeks. But he would re-release this in May of 1963 with overdubbed music on it. It comes out like a red shiny label, Beacon, which I do have in the collection, but that's the 78. It plays great, especially when it's nice and clean. Johnny G here on a Thursday as we continue here. We are in the year 1954 block. Got an R&B singer sadly overlooked during his career. His name was Jimmy Babyface Lewis. First recording for the Aladdin record label back in 1947. He was also a guitarist. Now, he didn't have many releases besides his first two on the Aladdin label. He also recorded for Atlantic, and that was in 1949. Had 5 releases for Atlantic through August of 51. Now, it wasn't until April of 54 that he would have his next release on the Atlantic subsidiary. It was called Cat Records. This is a song he wrote. It's being backed up by Texas pianist Floyd Dixon and his orchestra. Let's go to April of 1954. Mr. Jimmy Lewis. This is a 78 I got in that trade with Glenn Fousley. Remember those 3 Beatle LPs for the 78s? Well, this was one that was included. Jimmy Lewis on Cat Records, Cat number 103. It's called Last Night, parentheses, I Was in Heaven.
Last night I was in heaven, tonight I'm back on earth again. Last night I was in heaven, tonight I'm back on earth again. When you held me close and kissed me, my head began to reel and spin. When my head began to spin and my body started to shake and rock. When my head began to spin and my body couldn't seem to stop. Guess I'll go right on spinning until I blow my natural top. Ah, baby, won't you kiss me so I can take a trip to Mars? Ah, baby, won't you kiss me so I can take a trip to Mars? When I reach my destination, I'll bring you back the moon and stars. When I got up in the heavens, all the angels stood and sang. What I thought about you, baby, singing didn't mean a thing. So I walked down to the moon, I was feeling so blue. There was nothing up in heaven that a soul could do. Mr. Moon, he started crying. I gave all heaven the blues. That's what happened last night, baby, so they sent me back to you. Last night I was in heaven, tonight I'm back on earth again. When you held me close and kissed me, my head began to reel and spin.
As April 1954 release there for Jimmy Lewis. Jimmy Lewis on the Cat record label. Last Night, parentheses, I Was in Heaven. That's a tune he wrote. Now, his final release, which I played not too long ago here on the Vinyl Treasure Show, was a double-tracked his voice as the Tone Twins. On I think it was, Atco Records, or not Atlantic. I think it was, or was it Atlantic? No, it was Atco. If I don't know, Atco or Atlantic, I forget. But somebody requested that. I forget who requested it. Maybe who requested that record? I think it was Julian, maybe, that requested it. I don't know, as I lose my mind. Let's continue here, and let's move into 1955. Now, let's go to Detroit, Michigan for this next group. They had 4 releases on the RCA subsidiary Groove Records. All their songs are great. Now, this was their first one, and the group included Robert Hamilton, Al Hamilton, Fred Price, and lead singer Eugene Ronnie Hamilton, collectively known as the Nightcaps. We go to December of 1955. The Nightcaps on the Groove label, their first release. It's called A Kiss and a Vow.
Just a kiss and a vow, and then we were wed. So easily done, so easily said. Now it's hard to forget. Just one tender kiss and a few tender words that were spoken like this. And to hold till death do us part. You said with your lips, but not with your heart. Still, I'm saving my love till you learn somehow the real meaning of a kiss and a vow.
Just a kiss and a vow.
Now listen, you can't go wrong with either the 45 or the 78 on Groove Records, because those RCA presses, they are just, they play excellent. For the most part, they do. I think the 78s are just a tad better. You get to hear, well, it's such a big boisterous sound that you get from the 78. But there you go. Those are the Nightcaps there. December 1955 release on the Groove label. That is lead singer there, Eugene Ronnie Hamilton, who would later on go and record as a soloist as Ronnie Savoy, and another group member here, Al Hamilton, would go on to record as Al Kent. But there you go, a great tune there by the Nightcaps. Let's continue here as, let me see, go to record number 21. Where is number 21 here? Gee, I can't believe I got all these things all mixed up here. Here we go. Up next, a group out of New York City. They're known as the Five Embers, not to be confused with the group by the same name that recorded for the Royce label, completely different group. And I think they're spelled out F-I-V-E. This group uses the numeral 5, the Five Embers here. And they had this one release, came out on the New York City-based Gem label. And this is a song I first heard on the Time Capsule show when I was listening. I was in high school, tuned in the early 1970s to the Time Capsule show. So many great records played by Tom and Joe on that show. And I do have this on a Mint 45. It doesn't play as good as the 78, but I think I won it in that Don Folletti auction a number of years ago. But I picked this up. Can't go wrong, right, Darren, for picking up 78s like this for 10 cents. It's fun getting 78s like this for 10 cents. January 55. Let's give a listen to the Five Embers on Gem Records. It's called Love Birds.
Well, I love you, you love me. Oh, how happy we will be. I love you, you love me.
Just like a couple of birds in a tree.
Well, I want you. I love you. I need you.
Look at them two lovebirds in a tree.
Walking down the riverside, my sweetie pie and me. We look in this big old tree.
And there we heard them birds all saying,
I love you, you love me. Oh, how happy we will be. I love you, you love me.
just like a couple of birds in a tree.
Oh, first we'll hug, then we'll kiss, then we'll start again like this. Oh, my darling, oh, my dear.
We could laugh all through the year.
Dum 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 dum.
Just like a couple of birds in a tree.
Dum 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 dum.
Look at them two lovebirds in a tree.
I love you, you love me. Oh, how happy we will be. I love you, you love me.
Just like a couple of birds in a tree.
First we'll hug, then we'll kiss, then we'll start again like this. Oh, my darling, oh, my dear.
We could laugh all through the year.
Walking down the riverside, my sweetie pie and me. We look in this big old tree.
And there we heard them birds all saying,
I love you, you love me. Oh, how happy we will be. I love you, you love me.
just like a couple of birds in a tree.
Just like a couple of birds in a tree.
As January 1955 release there for the Five Embers. Five Embers on the Gem record label. Lovebirds is the name of the tune. I never had Lovebirds. The only time I think of Lovebirds, remember the movie, the Alfred Hitchcock movie called The Birds? I think those were Lovebirds that made all those seagulls and whatnot go crazy to attack the people, I think. As I get off on a tangent here, let's stay in 1955. Let's go out to Los Angeles, California. As the lead singer of this group had two professions. He played minor, he played minor and I think eventually major. He was a pro in 1959 for the Milwaukee Braves. If anybody have that card from the I used to have his card, but I don't know what happened to it. But he was a member of the Milwaukee Braves, and he was the lead singer of a vocal group called the Crowns. They did 3 for the Bahari Brothers RPM record label. This was their first, tune written by Richard Berry, and they are Arthur Lee May and the Crowns from February 1955. It's on RPM Records. The song is called Truly.
You
oh so truly. Love me oh so truly.
Sounds of California here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. That is Arthur Lee May and the Crowns from February 1955. That's their first release on the RPM record label. Truly is the name of the tune, sounding so good on a 78. I gotta say, I had baseball cards, so I had them. You're not supposed to store them in a shoebox, but my cousin Joey Galindo gave me his cards, and his cards were like from 1965, so I had all these cool, he was a big Yankee fan, so I had all these cards from 65, and I continued to buy. They were Topps cards at the times. You used to go, there used to be 5 cents at the time. You used to get some bazooka gum inside the card, remember? And I used to have a checklist, and I used to check them off. I was a good flipper. I used to be able to flip the cards. I used to flip. And the whole idea is to flip the cards and all face one way. And so sometimes the wind would blow one and you'd end up losing, and then you got to give the cards up. That was always cool to do. I used to do that with my friends. Used to pick up a lot of cards. But I had them down in the basement, and I think what they did is they fell off the shelf. A couple boxes, they fell off the shelf, and my father threw them out. And I was like, what happened to the cards here in the basement? Because my brothers, after a number of years, and my brother Bobby, he's 10 years younger than me, and then I have another brother, Michael, the youngest. He was born 1970, so they got involved in the baseball cards. And comics, too. I gave them my comics. I used to, not that I had a lot of them. There was a time period that I was buying some comics. I used to walk home from school, and I used to stop into the fountain store and used to pick up comics and the monster magazines. So, but they kind of gave them to them, and I think I had some Roberto Clemente rookie cards and whatnot. I had them in the collection. I gave it to them, so they have them. And I got dibs on those, though. Anyway, I digress. Let us continue here in the year 1955 with the great Billy Williams, recording way back in the late 1930s and the 40s as lead of the Charioteers, recording for Columbia and OK Records. But he would form a group, his group known as the Billy Williams Quartet. And that was in 1950, had releases on the MGM and Mercury labels. Now in 1954, would sign with Coral Records. They were recording lots of cover tunes at that time. And let's give a listen to the group's fourth release on the Coral label. And this is actually a cover tune first done by Claudia Swan and Buddy Griffin. Did it for the Chess record label. This one released in January of 55. It's with Alan Freed's Rock and Rollers, and you will hear Alan Freed in the beginning introducing this song. This was a big #1 record on WMEX in Boston, Massachusetts. We go to January 55 for the Billy Williams Quartet on Coral Records. It's called I Wanna Hug You, Kiss You, Squeeze You.
Yeah, we're gonna rock and roll with the great Billy Williams Quartet. And I wanna hug you, kiss you, squeeze you. Let's go! I ain't got nobody to tell my troubles to. I've been trying for 10 years through toil and tears just to get a good hold of you. I wanna hug you, kiss you, squeeze you till my arms fall off. I wanna hug you, kiss you, squeeze you till my arms fall off. Then hear you whisper you can hurt me, but baby don't desert me real soft. Now won't you come a little That's what's the matter with me. Oh, I wanna hug you, kiss you, squeeze you till my arms fall off. I wanna hug you, kiss you, squeeze you till my arms fall off. Then hear you whisper you can hurt me, but baby don't desert me. Real soft. Squeeze you till my arms fall off. I wanna hug you, kiss you, squeeze you till my arms fall off. Then hear you whisper you can hurt me, but baby don't desert me. Real soft. Then hear you whisper you can hurt me, but baby don't desert me. Real soft. Then hear you whisper you can hurt me, but baby don't desert me. Real soft. Then hear you whisper.
As April 1955 released their Billy Williams on lead, the Billy Williams Quartet on Coral Records, yes, with an introduction by Alan Freed. I Want to Hug You, Kiss You, Squeeze You is the name of the tune. We will flip it over in 2 weeks for Big Dave Swinger. It's actually a nice rendition of Smoke From Your Cigarette, which is the flip side of this. This was another record that was in that big batch of 78s. Listen, I'm not going to complain. It was funny because Glenn would say to me, you know something? I made a big mistake. I never should have traded those 78s for those 3 Beatle LPs. But he did, and that's how it went down back then. We are in the year 1955. Let's fill a request for listener Bill Olb, who just last Sunday was a guest on the Rhythm and Blues Serenade with Frank Chingaro and Gordon Skagberg. That did Wayne Sterling Part 2, and it was an excellent show. I have to say, Bill really enjoyed it. So those of you that missed it, you missed a great show. It was I couldn't leave the radio, or couldn't leave my computer, as I was interested listening to these cool these air checks and these clips that Bill had. It was an excellent show, I have to say. Very enjoyable. So thank you, Frank and Gordon, for hosting that show with guest collector Bill Olb. And he mentioned that one of Wayne Sterling's favorite tunes was by this group from the Nutmeg State. I'm talking about the Nutmegs, and they were out of New Haven, Connecticut, and they signed with Al Silver's Herald record label. They had seven releases on the Herald label. Of course, this was their first. This was a 45 that my aunt purchased back in April or May of 1955, and it's a classic song. I don't think I'll get the copyright police coming out on this, but I got to play it on a 78 for Bill Olb. We go to April 1955. Leroy Griffin on lead with the Nutmegs. Their first release on the Herald record label. It's called Story Untold.
Well, here in my heart there's a story untold of a girl who left me standing in the cold, and since she's been away, I've never had a happy day. I hope and I pray that she'll hear my my plea, and maybe someday she'll come back to me. For here in my heart there's a story untold. But after all you said and done, you said we'd be as one. But darling, I found I was wrong. But what did you do right from the start? You made a fool of me and then you broke my heart. Well, I hope and I pray that you'll hear my plea, and maybe someday she'll come back to me. For here in my heart there's a story untold. A story
That's a great sound of the Nutmegs there. Leroy Griffin and the Nutmegs. That's by request for listener Bill Olb. We got to say hello to Bill Olb, tuned into the program there. The Nutmegs from April 55. Story Untold is the name of the tune. Johnny G is your DJ Untold here on a Thursday afternoon. Thank you all for tuning into the program. If you are new to a new listener, finding out for the first time, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel and tell your friends about this. Anybody that likes this type of music. I do soul records on Wednesday evenings from 9 to midnight here on YouTube and also on Oldies and More Radio. But if they like the 1950s, they're going to like this show and the Saturday night show. And I take requests. Send them to me at vinyltreasures@AOL.com. Let us continue here, and we go back to Harlem, New York for the sound of the Solitaires. They had 18 releases on High Weiss's Old Town record label beginning in 1954. Let's give a listen to the group's fifth release. And this comes two ways, you collectors out there. Two label variations, the old style logo and also the more contemporary block print, which is how I have it on this 78. But no, I'm sorry. Well, I have both on a 45. I don't know if I have the old style print on a 78. I don't think I do. But it features Herman Dunham on lead, a.k.a. Herman Curtis. This is from April 1955. The Solitaires on Old Town. It's called What Did She Say?
Well, what she said, ooh, bang, 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 what she said, ooh, bang, 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 what she said, ooh, bang, 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 what she said, well, what she said, ooh, bang, 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 what she said, ooh, bang, 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 what she said, ooh, bang, 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 what she said. She said, hold me, pretty baby, and never let me go, because my love for you all the time. What she say, ooh, bang, 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 what she say, ooh, bang, 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 what she say, ooh, bang, 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 what she say. Ba-dee-dee-doo-wop, a-doo-doo-wop, ba-dee-dee-doo-wop, a-doo-doo-wop, ba-dee-dee-doo-wop, a-doo-doo-wop, what she say. What she said, hold me, baby, and never let me go, because my love for you all the time. What she said, ooh, you bang, 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 what she said, ooh, you bang, 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 what she said, ooh, you bang, 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 what did she say? Ba-diddly-doo-wop, I love you so, ba-diddly-doo-wop. Darling, what did she say?
That's April 1955 release there for the Solitaires. Solitaires on High Weiss's Old Town record label. That is Herman Curtis, a.k.a. Herman Dunham, on lead. What Did She Say is the name of the tune. I went to the... I don't know how I ended up down at the Hayden Planetarium at some kind of like tag sale or whatever that they had. And they had like... I asked for records. You know, I asked the lady there, I said, you have any records here? She says, well, we got like 578s. And she said, I said, well, how much are they? She says, well, they're 10 cents a piece. So I gave her 50 cents and I picked up, that was one that was in the batch. It could be a little better than that, but anyway, it just played as okay. It's got some pops and whatnot, but it's the real thing here on a Thursday afternoon. And let's move into 1956. Now, this was a fairly big hit. I'm sure those of you that were tuned into the radio back in 1956, you heard this song on radio. This group from Los Angeles, California included Ken Sinclair, Darrell Lewis, Beverly Peacock, Ed Wells, Louise Williams, and lead singer Trudy Williams, collectively known as the 16s. They had 11 releases on Max Feartag's Flip label out of Hollywood, California. This was their first. This charted number 25 on Billboard. It was the group's biggest hit, and it was, last time I played this, it's been a long time, because I normally don't play hits, but on the 78, I said I'm going to play the 78 versus the 45. It was Mark Himfin in the UK. I don't know if he's tuned into the program. If he is, we'll send it out to him. March 1956. These are the 16s. The 16s on Flip Records. Their hit, it's called A Casual Look. Do 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 do.
A casual love, a little wing can reveal just what you think. Don't be shy, don't even sigh, for you are my guy, you are my guy. Oh, soldier boy, when you proposed, I said no, your face just froze. You know I love you, but I'm so young, can marry no one, can marry no one.
Darling, can't you see that I'm going overseas for 2, 3, 4 years? Don't know how long it will be. So hear my plea and come marry me before it's too late.
And with a smile, we walk down the aisle, me in my wedding dress, a vision of happiness, and just to think, all it took was a casual look. Oh, oh, oh,
Hits here on the Vinyltreasure show for a Thursday afternoon. Those are the 16s. That's Trudy Williams and the 16s from March 1956 on the Flip label. A Casual Look is the name of the tune. I think Probably the hardest record to find by them is a song called "Oh It's Crazy," which is an excellent ballad that they do, the 16s. We are in the year 1956. Now, on the last 78 show, I featured this group out of New Orleans, the Spiders, played their fifth release, their fifth of 14 on the Imperial record label, was called 21. Let's give a listen to their 11th. It was funny, in the batch of records I got from Glenn, lots of the Spider Imperial releases were in there, like this one, a tune written by Dave Bartholomew and Pearl King. Mentions on the label, it features Chuck Carbo on lead. We go to June of 56 now for the Spiders. The Spiders on Imperial. It's called A1 in My Heart. The Spiders.
She's A1 in the phone book. She's A1 in her looks. She's A1 in my heart. And we'll never, never part. Yes, I love my baby. Yes, I love my baby. Yes, I love my baby. And I know she loves me too. She's A1 in the winter, she's A1 in the summertime. She's A1 cause she's fine, and I can't believe she's mine. Yes, I love my baby. Yes, I love my baby. Yes, I love my baby, and I know she loves me too. Loves me, she's A1, can't you see? She's A1 in my heart, so please let us be. Yes, I love my baby. Yes, I love my baby. Yes, I love my baby, and I can't believe she's mine.
Wow, I wonder, you know what? Is that longer than the 45 version? I got to compare. I don't remember that ending like that. Got to double check my 45. There you go. They're called the Spiders there. That is with Chuck Carbo on lead, June 1956. On the Imperial record banner, A1 in My Heart is the name of the tune. Hopefully the Vinyl Treasure Show is A1 in your heart. If you have a request, you can send it to me at vinyltreasures@AOL.com. If I have the 45 or the 78, I'll play it. Not easy to find these 78s in my mess, but I'm slowly putting them in alphabetical order so I can easily find them. But let us continue here as we head to Brooklyn, New York now with this great group. They're known as the Four Fellows. They recorded 8 for the Glory label. Let's give a listen to their 6th, which I do have on a 45 also. But the song co-written by the lead singer of the group, Mr. Jimmy McGowan. Jimmy McGowan on lead. We go to July 56. The Four Fellows on Glory Records. It's called Please Play My Song. The Four Fellows.
Since she's gone away, oh, I long for her every this song for me. Please play my song. When she hears my song, confessing that I was wrong, I'm hoping she'll hear my plea and come on home to me. I want her to know, oh, my heart yearns for her soul, oh, and so Mr. DJ, please play this song for me. Please play my song. When she hears my song, confessing that I was wrong, oh, hoping she'll hear my plea and come on home to me. I want her to know, oh, my heart yearns for her soul, oh, and so Mr. DJ, please play this song for me. Please play my song.
There you go, the sound of the Four Fellows. They're sounding so good on the shellac. You know, on the mint shellacs, they sound really cool. They sound great here in the studio, I have to tell you. Hopefully they're coming through okay over the air. But there you go, Jimmy McGowan and the Four Fellows from July 1956. That's their sixth release on the Glory label, Please Play My Song. I try to play your song. You can send me an email at vinyltreasures@aol.com. If I have it, I'll play it. And again, if I'm playing your song, please give me a thumbs up. It's always great when you do that. As we continue here, and let's do actually on the last 78 show, I opened up the vocal portion with the flip side of this record, as requested by listener Edmund Williams in Queens, New York. It was by the Robins. It kicked off Gene Norman's new label he created, Whip It Records. Okay, Whip It Records. Got a picture of a whippet on there, which looks like a greyhound, I think, another name. But it was their first of 7, a song called Cherry Lips. It featured Grady Chapman on lead. Let's give a listen to the flip side here. Before I put it back down in the no humidity basement. And they're all singing on this side here from March of 1956, the Robins on Whip It. It's called Out of the Picture.
You left me, you set me through, I'm all alone, lost without you, what shall I do? Out of the picture, out of the frame, and now when you see me, nothing's the same. Your lips are kissing somebody new. I'm out of the picture, out of the view. Smile for, I've got nothing to smile for, but I still run a mile for any wish you desire. Dreams we made are faded out of your heart now. Gone is the flame. I'm out of the you desire. Dreams we may have faded out of your heart now. Gone is the flame. I'm out of the picture, out of the frame. Please come back to me because I don't wanna be out of the picture.
There you go, Sound of the Robins here on the Vinyl Treasure Show, the All 78 show. It's on Whip It Records. Out of the Picture is the name of the tune. That one there released in March of 1956. And I have that also on a 45 too. Lots of these records at this time period here, they're all on a 45. I wouldn't say everything is. There's very few instances of records at this time period that were not on a 45. So it was kind of on the way out. They were cheaper to buy than the 78s, but they sounded better. They do, especially if you played it on the right equipment. Let us continue here in 1956. Let's go back to Newport News, Virginia. We heard from the Five Keys earlier in the program. This group also out of Newport News, Virginia. This was their third and final release on the Glory label. And this is actually, this record, this was on the Ronnie label. I'll never find the Hideaways copy. I've seen the copy. I've seen a real one of it, but it would be nice to own a copy of it, but I don't. I have it on Lost Night, thanks to Bill. But this is a cover tune, actually. This song came out in 1927, a tune written by Jerome Kern and Oscar Hammerstein. And this group features, they're called the Leaders, and the group features Harry Burton on lead. Of course, I mentioned lots of groups recorded this song. And like I said, I'll never get the Hideaways on the Ronnie label, but I like this version too. From May 1956, the Leaders on Glory, their rendition of the tune, Can't Help Lovin' That Girl of Mine. The Leaders.
Well, fish gotta swim, birds gotta fly, gotta love one girl till the day I die. Can't help loving that girl of mine. Tell me she's lazy, tell me she's slow, tell me I'm crazy, maybe I know. Can't help loving that girl of mine. When she goes away, that's a lonely day. But when she comes home, that day is fine. The sun is gonna shine. She can come home late as can be. Home without her just ain't no home for me. Can't help loving that girl of
That's May 1956 release there for the Leaders. Larry Burton, he does the lead on all the ballads there. The Leaders on Glory, their third release. called Can't Help Loving That Girl of Mine is the name of the tune. Let's move into 1957 now. Let's go back to New Haven, Connecticut for this group. Actually, it's a request for listener Bob Cruz. This 45, initially released in April of 56, came out on Thomas Robinson's Atlas record label. I posted this on my Facebook wall. Paul Gruber posted his 78 of the Atlas label. You can check that one out. But it would be re-released a year later, I think. Let's see. Robinson would lease the master to Jerry Blaine and hope his distribution company, Cosnat, would give the disc a greater distribution and thus become a hit. But it just never really materialized. But it's still a great two-sided 45. I'm featuring it on the Josie label. The tune features Leroy Gomez on lead. We go to August of 1957. The Four Haven Nights. The Four Haven Nights. This is the Josie press. It's called In My Lonely Room.
Ba do, ba do, ba do, ba do. Well, in my lonely room, I drift in reverie back into the times I held you tenderly, darling. What should I be in my lonely room? In your lonely room, as the shadows fall, I close my eyes and dream. Then I hear you call from far away. It seems, darling, what should I be in my lonely room? Lonely room. Wish you were here, speaking in a love tone, holding me close, my dear, that I would feel a love of dreams go too soon on a mystic sea. Long lay me again. It seems I'll always be. Why, oh, why should I be in my lonely room? Lonely room. Wish you were here, speaking in a love tone, holding me close, my dear, then I would feel a love of dreams go too soon on a mystic sea. Long lay me again. It seems I'll always be. Why, oh, why should I be in my lonely room? In your lonely room. In your lonely room. In your lonely room. In your lonely room. In your lonely room.
There you go. Those are the Four Haven Nights. Four Haven Nights out of New Haven, Connecticut, August 57 for that Josie release, In My Lonely Room. Now, the first time I heard that, I think the Time Capsule Show was doing, I think that Relic LP came out, the Best of Atlas Angletone. That's where I heard it first. Then I ended up getting the bootleg of the record, I think, and I think that was like I think it was boot. It's the boot that came out. Then I eventually found the Atlas release, and then I ended up getting it on Josie. I think I have 2 copies of this on 78. I don't know, losing my mind here. As we continue here, we are in the year 1957. I had 2 chances to buy this next song on a 45. I didn't have the money the first time. That's when Jay Monroe he bought a bunch of blues records, and this was included in the batch, and he didn't want this. So, well, not this specific copy, but he called me. He wanted $3,000 for the record. I should have bought it then, but I didn't have it. I wasn't making that much at the time. Then I had a second chance to get it again for $3,500 from out of Dave Antrell's collection. It had a little edge warp, and I told Kevin, I says, Kevin, I don't want to pay $3,500 with this record that has an edge warp. And I'm afraid it might not track on my set either way. So that's twice that I couldn't get the record, but I ended up getting it on a 78, and that's how I got it from Spence Wooten. He supplied me with this one. But so I only have it on a 78, and this, what I have here, this is a nice clean copy. It's as we go to Chicago. This group formed while they were attending Inglewood High School. And this is on Jimmy and Lillian Davis's Club 51 record label. This is with Lefty Bates and the orchestra, a great ballad. The last time I played this, I think it was for Gordy Freeman. He requested this, so we'll send it out to Gordy, March 1957. These are the Kingsmen on Club 51. The song is called Don't Say You're Sorry.
I woke up this morning, found a letter in my bed, and as I read the letter, this is what it said.
Bye bye, my darling, I thought you could love me. You played with my heart and taught me misery. Don't say you're sorry, 'cause you don't really love me. Really love me. I tried to love you, but you threw love away. I tried to hold you and couldn't make you stay. Don't say you're sorry, 'cause you don't really love me. The letter that you left me, you forgot to sign, so I'll just take it for granted that you're still mine. If someday, darling, you're feeling all alone and want just my love, you know I'll be your own. Don't say you're sorry. Just say you really love me.
That's a killer record, I have to tell you, there from March 1957. The Kingsmen on the Club 51 record label, Don't Say You're Sorry. That's the only Group 1 that I'm missing on a 45. I have all the other releases on Club 51 except that one. But a great record it is. As we continue here on the 78 show, and back to Harlem, New York we go for the sound of the Willows. And we just lost the lead singer of this group earlier in the year, Tony Middleton, but he left us with some great tunes that he recorded during his lifetime. This is on Morty Craft's Melba record label. This is the group's second release. This was the follow-up to Church Bells May Ring. Their second of 3 on Melba from June of 1956. The Willows on Melba with Do You Love Me?
Well, do you love, do you love, do you love, do you love, do you love me?
Ba-bum, ba-bum, bum.
Do you love, do you love, do you love, do you love, do you love me?
Ba-bum, ba-bum, bum.
Oh, do you love me? Do you really love me? Like you should. Do you love me? Do you
You know there is no love like mine around, my dear. So hard to be mine. Well, do you love, do you love, do you love, do you love me? Do you really love me? Like I want you to. Well, do you love, do you love, do you love, do you love, do you love me? Do you really love me? Like you should, do you care? Do you even care for me? Do you even want me? Like I want you to. Do you want? Do you even want me? Do you really want me? Like I want you. Do you love? Do you really love me? Do you even care for me? Like I want you to. Do you love, do you love, do you love, do you love, do you love me? Do you love, do you love, do you love, do you love, do you love me? Do you love me?
That's the late Tony Williams and the Willows there. That's on the Melba Records, their second release on the Melba label from June 1956. Do You Love Me is the name of the tune. Let's go back out to Los Angeles, California for this group. I played the flip side of this, I think, for Bill Old. He requested a song by the Platters called, what was it? Only Because. I was going to say Only You. It wasn't that. It was Only Because. But that was the B side of the 45. This is the A side of the 45. Let me see. What else do I have about this song? I don't have much. Of course, you know they had a number of hits here. I'm taking a chance by playing this Platters record, but I think I'm going to be okay with it. From August 57 on the Mercury label, the Platters with The Mystery of You.
You smile at me, and I'm yours to command. I come alive at the touch of your hand. And though I try, I can't understand the mystery of you. You seem to share every mood that I feel. You're like a dream that's too good to be real. Why do I scheme in vain to reveal the mystery of you? You have a haunting allure that binds me, a magic you alone possess. What is this fascination that binds me, a willing slave to your caress? You hold me close and the thrill is so new. Your lips meet mine and they give me a clue. They say in time I'll learn the answer to the mystery of you. You have a haunting allure that binds me, a magic you alone possess. What is this fascination that binds me, a willing slave to your caress? You hold me close and the thrill is so new. Your lips meet mine and they give me a clue. They say in time I'll learn the answer to the mystery of you.
That's Tony Williams and the Platters there. That's on the Mercury record label. From August 1957, The Mystery of You is the name of the tune. Two more 78s to go before we close down here for a Thursday afternoon. I played the flip side of this 78 on the April 25th show. This group from Mount Vernon, New York, they were called the Mellow Kings. They had 9 releases on Al Silver's Herald record label between 1957 and 1961. The flip side of this 78 was called She's Real Cool. But let's give a listen to the flip side here. Their 4th release for Herald Records. Tune written by Paul Evans. You know who Paul Evans is? Was one of the co-writers of this tune. He had that song, I don't care for it, I really don't. It was called Seven Little Girls. I don't like that record that he does on the Guaranteed label, but at least I like this one that he co-wrote. It features Bob Scholl on lead. Let's go to March of 1958 for the Mellow Kings. Mellow Kings on Herald Records. The song is called Valerie.
Valerie, Valerie, ooh, yeah, yeah. Valerie, my heart's on fire. Valerie, with such desire. What would I do if we were through? I would die. Valerie, my one and only. Valerie, don't leave me lonely. Stay here with me. Oh, can't you see I love you? Valerie, no other lips could thrill me so much. When I am lost in your arms, all I desire is your tender touch, and to hold all of your charms. Valerie, my heart is beating. Valerie, it keeps repeating. You're so divine, you must be mine. Come to me,
That's March 1958 release there for the Mellow Kings. That is Bob Scholl on lead, the Mellow Kings there on Herald Records with a song entitled Valerie. That's going to do it for Johnny G and the Vinyl Treasure Show. I want to thank you for joining Johnny G, listening to these, excuse me, these cool 45s. How about cool 78s? Out of my collection here. And if you want to get in touch with me or send me a request, you can do that at vinyltreasures@aol.com. And if I have the record, like I mentioned, I'll play it for you and play it by years, by blocks, like we did today. And hopefully you're those of you that found out about the show for the first time, you have subscribed to my show, and I'll see you next time right here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. But it's a labor of love for your host, Johnny G. This is really the only time I get to listen to the records. If you can't tell, but I enjoy listening to these records here. And it's tough. Those of you that know how to put together shows, it's a very tedious task to do that, especially if you have to like clean them and file them. It's so easy to do an MP3 show. You just drop and drag. No, but not. This is sort of a drop and drag by dropping a 45 or 78 on the turntable and dragging the arm over to play it. So it's not that easy to do, but I like doing it, as you can tell. So thank you all for being here, and hope you enjoyed the tunes. Thank you, Charlene, again for all your help. Charlene, my administrative assistant, assists me with preparing for the shows and the requests and the research. So we're going to close the show this afternoon from the year January 59. Now, I wanted to play the ballad side of this Channels record, but it is some type of defect in it. And My Love Will Never Die is such a great ballad. It's too quiet, and it just messes up the record. I can't stand to listen to that distortion. Well, it's not really distortion. It's just an annoying, I don't know what it is. I can't see it. I took the Dawn dishwashing liquid to this, so it didn't do anything. You can't hear it that much on the up-tempo side, and plus it's a good title to close the show. Of course, you know this great group, the Channels. This is on Bobby Robinson's Fury label. This is not easy to find on a 78. This came in that batch that I got for the Beatles LPs. It was in there. So I wanted to play My Love Will Never Die, but that's not gonna do it. We're gonna play the flip side here. Features the great Earl Lewis on lead. These are the Channels. Our closer is from January 59. The Channels on the Fury label. Appropriate closer title, Bye Bye Baby. That's going to do it, folks. Johnny G's gotta go. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'll see you here Saturday night beginning at 9 p.m. Eastern Time right here on YouTube. Just want to say, everybody, so long, the Channels.
Well, bye, 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 baby. Oh, I really